Good morning and welcome to our Thursday Maths. Now today I'm going to share my screen with you again because we've got lots of things to be moving around. Now I'm going to start by playing a song to you. It's about Old Mother Hubbard, and have a look at the map that's here too. Because today we're going to be able to put numbers in order and explore those numbers up to 15. And we're going to start by following this map. So I'm going to share this.
Went to the cupboard to get her poor doggy a bone. But when she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so the poor doggy had none. She went to the baker's to buy him some bread, but when she came back, the poor doggy was dead. She went to the joiner's to buy him a coffin, but when she came back, the poor doggy was laughing. She took a clean dish to get him some tripe, but when she came back, he was smoking his pipe. She went to the hatter's to buy him a hat, but when she came back, he was feeding the cat. She went to the barber's to buy him a wig, but when she came back, he was dancing a jig. She went to the fruiter's to buy him some fruit, but when she came back, he was playing the flute. She went to the tailor's to buy him a coat, but when she came back, he was riding a goat. She went to the cobbler's to buy him some shoes, but when she came back, he was reading the news. She went to the seamstress to buy him some linen, but when she came back, the doggy was spinning. She went to the hosier's to buy him some hose, but when she came back, he was dressed in his clothes. The dame made a curtsy, the dog made a bow. The dame said, "Your servant," the dog said, "Bow wow."
What a lovely song that was. Now, let's have a look at this map here. It shows us all the different places she's gone. So she went to the cupboard first, then the baker's next, then the joiner's and got a bowl, hatters, barbers, fruiters, tailors, cobblers, seamstress and hosiers. And that is all those numbers. So using ordinal numbers. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 8th, 9th and 10th. So we're putting things in order today using first, last, order, sequence, groups and of. So let me show you that page. Here they are, look. Here's those words. Can you see all those ordinal numbers? And we've got first, last. Going to put things in order or sequence, and they're going to be in groups of. And here is the map that we're going to be using. So here is our new learner. Here are all the people that work in all those different shops. So we're going to have a listen to the song one more time, and I want you to see if you can spot the right people that come up in the song. So let me share my page with you again. Let's see if we can do this using both. Now this will be quite tricky. Yeah.
When she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so the poor doggy had none. He was dead. She went to the joiner's to buy him a coffin, but when she came back, the poor doggy was laughing. She took a clean dish to get him some tripe, but when she came back, he was smoking his pipe. She went to the hatter's to buy him a hat, but when she came back, he was feeding the cat. She went to the barber's to buy him a wig, but when she came back, he was dancing a jig. She went to the fruiter's to buy him some fruit, but when she came back, he was playing the flute. She went to the tailor's to buy him a coat, but when she came back, he was riding a goat. She went to the cobbler's to buy him some shoes, but when she came back, he was reading the news.
There we go. Did you spot all those people? I hope so. Now we need to put them in order. So who came first on the map? Got the cupboard and then the bakers. So first, we're going to put the cupboard. Next, so in second, we're going to find the baker. So he's baking some bread. Then let's go back to the map. After that, there was the joiner and then the bowl. So third is the joiner because he was making a coffin. And then fourth is the bowl. Let's go back to the map again. After the bowl, it was the hatter, and next was the barber. So the hatter is here, who's a fifth, and the barber who's cutting hair was sixth. Let's have another look. So after the barber was the fruiter and then the tailor. So we've got the fruiter in seventh and the tailor in eighth. Then we had the cobbler and the seamstress. Here we go, the cobbler in ninth, the seamstress is 10th. So the last one must be the hosier. Now the question's here, where did old Mother Hubbard go first? So here we go, first she went to the cupboard. Where did she go second? Second, she went to the baker. Fantastic, well done. So we've used our ordinal number. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, and last was 11th. Now I'd like you to have a go at using the map and maybe some colours and counters. Maybe if you've got a red counter, you put that on the first place that Mother Hubbard visited. Then put the green counter on the last place that she visited. And maybe an orange counter on the 5th place that Mother Hubbard visited. And then I'd like you to discuss where she is. So using the instructions, and then your grown up at home will say a sentence about the position of the counter. And then you swap over. See if you can have a go at using those ordinal numbers and saying where old Mother Hubbard is. Right, if you go off and have a go with that and come back to me when you're done. How did you get on with that map? Oh, I'm sure you did a good job with that map. Well done. What did you use? Did you use counters or something else? I look forward to seeing it. Now, we're moving on to exploring numbers within 15, and we're going to look at groups. So I'm going to share my screen with you again, so it makes it a little bit easier for you to see. So here we go. Here we have got some groups of cubes. So I've got 10 cubes altogether. How many groups have I made of those 10 cubes? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 groups. I've got 10 cubes altogether, but there are 5 groups. Do we have any cubes left over? No, they're all in a group. 5 groups of 2, and there are no cubes left over. Let's see if we can do it with another number. Now I've still got 10 cubes, but I can only make 3 groups this time. So how many groups did I make this time? Got 1, 2, 3 groups. But this time I've got 1 left over, all on its own. So I've made 3 groups of 3, and there's 1 cube left over. Now let's go back to this one. This doesn't have any left over. They're all in pairs. They've all got friends. So this is called even grouping. So it's an even number split between even groups. Still got an even number, but they're not in pairs, so there's 1 left over. Now let's have a look at this. What do you think? What if I made groups of 4? Do you think I'd have any left over? So let's start here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 group. Let's make another group of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 2 groups of 4. Can I make another group of 4? No, I've got 2 left over. So 2 groups of 4 and 2 cubes left over. Check we've still got 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's go back to the beginning again. We've got 10 here and then groups of 2. So we've got 5 groups of 2. Then I still got 10 cubes and I had 3 groups of 3 with 1 left over. Then I split the same 10 cubes into groups of 4. So I've got 2 groups of 4 with 2 left over. Now I would like you to choose a number between 11 and 15. And I'd like you to explore how many groups of 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 you can make and how many you have left over. Then I'd like you to draw it for me. Now I've chosen a number down here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 in this group. 1, 2, 3, 4 in this group. 1, 2, 3, 4 in this group. So I've got 12 in my groups. Then I've got 2 left over. So I've got 12 cubes altogether in the groups and 2 more. So I've got 4, 8, 12. So I've got 14 cubes. If you had 14 cubes, how would you arrange them? This is how I chose to do mine, and I've drawn a picture. You choose any number of cubes between 11 and 15 and see what groups you can make and if you've got any left over. Then if you send me those pictures, I can see what kind of groupings you have made. Well done, you're going to have a go at that. Now, just before we finish, let's go over the star words again. We've used ordinal numbers today. With Mother Hubbard, we've done 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. See if you can say those for me. Because if you notice from 4th to 10th, it's got the th sound after it. But number 1 has got st. Number 2 has got nd. And number 3 has got erd. So we say them slightly differently. Then we've used the words first and last. We've put things in order and in sequence, and then we've made groups of cubes. Now, did you notice which numbers didn't have cubes left over when you were doing your challenge? When you made groups of 2? Why do you think that is? Now, let me show you down here. These are our Numicon shapes, but these have been grouped in special ways. So this second group here with 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10, they are called even numbers because they've always got a partner. You'll always be able to group them into 2s. These ones here, 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9 are called odd numbers. So they've always got a bit sticking out the top. So they don't always have a partner. So you can't always group them into 2s. So maybe go away and have an explore of that. Check that you can put these numbers, even numbers, into groups of 2. And your odd numbers, how can you group them? Well done. That was a good maths lesson. You go away and play with those numbers and see what else you can find out. And I look forward to seeing what you can produce with those numbers. Remember, there's odd and there's even. If you're feeling really clever, maybe you can look at some team numbers and work out if they are odd or even too. Well done. Now we've got no formal maths tomorrow because we're having a day off of our learning, but you have got a video to watch tomorrow. Oh, I think it's Numberjacks to help you with your counting in 2s. Well done. Have a lovely weekend and I shall see you next week. Bye.